Let me tell you how you cure depression.
Okay.
You exercise to almost drop. You're sweaty all over. You can barely breathe. Your muscles hurt like a motherfucker. And that makes the depression go away for almost 20 minutes the first time. Do it again the next day, maybe the same day, it'll go away 30 minutes. Because depression is a brain chemistry change and a body chemistry change over which you have no control. It happens. That's how we survived the ice ages. We went in the cave and fucking held still and didn't move. So now when trouble hits, we think we're in a snowstorm or famine. So we go in the cave and sit down and wait for it to go away. I added the other thing, the guy who goes out to look for food gets killed. Okay, and so he doesn't reproduce, but all the people that have this depression gene, that's us, survived and reproduced. So then I thought, well, maybe all his rock climbing and lifting shit got rid of his depression and he was mixing the two up. So I don't know. That's just food for thought. You decide what you want to do with it.
Yeah, I believe that's probably true. And, I'm familiar with what you said there. It's either in the radio show or in the manual or maybe both. And so I took that to heart and I realized that. But, I can't say that I still don't, on occasion, get blue or angry. But
well, that's normal.
Yeah.
Remember, our emotions are there to help us survive. They're not there to torture us. They're not there to make us crazy. When we're grieving over the loss of a love or loss of life, that's necessary. You have to accept how bad this fucking hurts. If you don't, you're fighting the pain all the time and it fucks you up as bad as anger. So when you get divorced or your parents die or your good friend dies, you have to feel it. You have to experience it. You have to tell people how fucking bad it hurts, and you have to let it in your own self how bad this hurts, or it'll ruin your life, because it takes so much energy to push that fucking pain down and keep a lid on it so you don't start crying at work or when you're driving down the freeway. Like I used to start crying driving down the freeway when I got divorced from Barb. 3 months afterwards, I'm going, what the fuck? God damn, I hate this. Okay, so unexpressed emotions get expressed. And they get expressed in weird ways or they get expressed straightforwardly. Men are just so terrified of crying, they think their balls are going to shrink and drop off, or the girl in their life is not going to like him anymore because they cried. And that all has to be overcome. It can be overcome by explaining ahead of time, you've never seen me cry, and it really hurts that my friend Jim died, and I might break into tears sometimes. And what I want you to do is to not comfort me like you're my mother. I don't want you to do that. I want you to leave me alone and let me cry. And I don't want you to pat me and tell me I was good for crying in front of you. Do not do that. Say all this up front when you get into an important relationship. Okay, because women have a tendency to mother you, and that's interrupting your flow of the grief. You need to get this shit up and out of yourself. Grief comes out your mouth and your eyes. Anger comes out mostly out your eyes. So, I don't know where the hell that came from, but that's important for relationships. I didn't put that in the book. Maybe I'll do that. Let me write myself an idiot. That's not in the girlfriend book.
Explain how anger comes out the eyes?
Yes, it comes out the eyes. You ever heard somebody looks like they could kill you?
Yeah.
In Hawaii, we call it the stink eye. Yes, that means anger comes out your eyes like daggers.
Yeah, dagger eyes. Actually, my my ex, she used to go to these craft shows, with her woodworking stuff, and she was hesitant to have me with her in her booth because what she always said was that if somebody comes in and asks a stupid question, I don't want. You've got a way of looking at people like you're a fucking moron. I don't want you chasing away my customers.
His body language just gives you away.
Yeah. But I think I've softened that a little bit.
Well, you can cover it up. You can look at the floor.
Well, this was actually before I had read Between Parent and Child and When I Say No, I Feel Guilty, and got a better understanding of myself as well.
Uh-huh.
And
Those two books are definitely very helpful in the real world. They aren't a bunch of pop psychology trite crap like be yourself. Well, where's that fucking button? Here. Oh, I'm going to be myself now. Boink.
yeah,
No, you can't do that.
Oversimplified crap. It's especially oversimplified.
Yeah, well, all of it is, or they wouldn't be able to sell it.
Yeah.
People don't want to have to struggle to read, don't want to have to struggle to understand. Basically, people are lazy, to tell you the truth.
well, actually, you know, I got a thing about laziness, and I what I say is laziness is responsible for the advance of man. Because if we weren't lazy, we'd still be doing our laundry down at the side of the river. And, you know, all improvements are due to coming up with a way to do something more easily so you can sit on your ass.
I take that basic idea, and then I add to it because some smart fucking guy thought about it and said, I don't want to mow the fucking grass anymore, so I'm going to invent a robot lawnmower. Okay? It isn't just the fact they're lazy. It's the fact somebody has a fucking brain. And Thomas Edison stayed at that goddamn light bulb for 5,000 failures.
Yeah.
5,000. Jesus fucking Christ, I'd have quit after 10. No, I guess that ain't going to work. So we'd all be in the dark if it was up to me. Anyway, the guys that built the airplane all died before Wilbur Wright came along and said, I don't think that's a good idea. We ought to keep this here fucking glider posted sand hill until we figure out how to fucking control it. You wouldn't have an airplane unless Wilbur Wright was smart enough to go, every time you get up in the air, the thing goes up like that and then they drop like a rock. I wonder what the fuck that is. Turns out it's stalling. When the wing gets what's called too high of an angle of attack,
Yep.
the air can't go over it and make the negative pressure on the bottom. So Wilbur didn't know any of that, but he built his own wind tunnel. Nobody ever built a wind tunnel. He took two big wooden, what are called starch boxes, and put them end to end, knocked the ends out, put a fan there with a gasoline motor on it, and then made his own model wings, about 6 inches long and about an inch wide. Put all the little struts in there that he was going to use to hold the wings apart, and he tested them all for drag and lift. Most people don't know any of that. They think, well, he put a motor on the back and he flew this fucking plane. No, it's a whole lot more involved than that. Anyway, enough of that. That's one of the smartest guys in the world right there. And I don't think very many people know who he is. His brother Orville was basically a gopher.
Huh.
And the bad news is Wilbur died of typhoid in 1912. So Wilbur carried on and got all the accolades and so on and so forth.
So basically, one of them was smart and one of them wasn't so smart.
Yeah, that's the way it is in everything. My brother has a higher IQ than me by 4 points, and he's a doctor, but I would be glad to match that fucker in ordinary life skills any day. They're smart, they're smart, and then there's real smart.
That's, you know, it's funny. I have an older brother, and I can completely understand how his mind works. Like, because basically we got the same mechanism, but he is a complete fucking nitwit. And, you know, people that know us both say that we're so different, but like, I completely understand his decision-making process, and I can predict what he'll do. And because, you know, I believe a lot of the same inner workings, but man, did we turn out different.
Well, it has to do with DNA and the experience in your household. It isn't all nature and it isn't all nurture. My opinion is it's 70% DNA and 30% environment. In other words, I've come down on the nature side all the time for everything. I mean, you can teach people a lot, but if they don't have the basic IQ, there's nothing you can do. Nothing.
Yeah, can't fix stupid.
That's right. Great bumper sticker.
Yeah.
Bumper sticker. All the road rages going on in LA. My friend DJ Wilson, if you read Straight Outta Dumbfuck, you know about DJ Wilson. He was a straight shooter and no bullshit kind of guy. And he was a gun nut. He had more guns than fucking Wild Bill Hickok, I'm sure. He had a sawed-off shotgun with a 12-inch barrel, 12 gauge, of course. He had an AK-47. He had everything was mostly illegal. What the fuck he had? He had a 357. I mean, a 44 Magnum cowboy gun, which is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. It hurt so bad when I shot it the first time. I said, "Fuck that! What the hell? What good is that? Christ, I can kill him with a 357. It only hurts a little bit." But anyway, he was in all this road rage stuff. I don't know if you remember, probably 10, 15 years ago now in LA, where people were shooting each other on the freeway.
Yeah, I remember that.
And DJ made a bumper sticker at JPL. He knew the graphics people up there like I knew the graphics people at Bechtel. So he got him to make him a perfect bumper sticker. It looks like a real bumper sticker, and it says, "Keep honking, I'm reloading."
Where that originally came from? Just like the one that's damn drunks against mad mothers. I've seen that one before, too.
Yeah, that's him. Drunks Against Mad Mothers. And he took the other one. Remember when Jesus, have you found Jesus? Remember that movement about, probably going to say 70s, early 80s. Oh, honk if you love Jesus. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Honk if you love Jesus. Yellow and black letters.
Yeah.
He got about 10 of them. He cut them all apart and said, "Honk if you are Jesus." And people would go by and they would, and he would tell me, Christians are really not very Christian-like.
That's like, oh my God, that's a great experiment. Or I love the one that says, "Jesus loves you, but everybody else thinks you're an asshole." That's like one of my all-time favorite bumper stickers.
Yeah, that's good.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
I saw a fence post sign, a picture of it, and it was, if you can read this, you're in range.
That's good.
Yeah.
How did that whole LA shooting, that LA road rage actually end anyway, with people shooting each other?
I don't know, I guess people realize that I better not blow my horn anymore. Some motherfuckers liable to shoot my ass. I don't know.
Well, that was crazy. I think that happened in New York as well, a little bit at the same time. Or was it just LA?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't even know what was going on in the real world when that was going on. I mean, I've had women flip me off, but never shoot at me. I mean, my friend Guy Zip, who moved out here from New York, said the most dangerous driver in LA is a 25-year-old female in a red car. And he did this simply by observing what happened every day when he left Newport Beach to go to work in Monterey, in Monrovia, about 50-mile drive straight up the freeway. And I said, "Yeah, you're probably right." My friend DJ told me one time after I got a motorcycle, he's the one that told me, he said, "The day you think you're the boss, Ox, is the day you're going to go down. You got that?" And he says, "Always wear your hat." That means a helmet. And he said, "From now on, every time you see somebody in a fucking Rambler, watch out. They're going to try to kill you. Or one of them fucking comets. All those cocksuckers are going to run over you. Pay attention every time you see those cars." I'll be a motherfucker. He had it nailed. I've never seen a smart person drive a Comet. You remember those? It was a Mercury version of a fucking Pinto or a Falcon. I don't remember which. But it was just a useless car.
Yeah.
Too heavy and the wheels are too small and it cost more than a fucking Falcon or a Pinto, whatever it was. And then my girlfriend, lover, Lynn Kay told me one day we almost got hit in a car wreck. And I just luckily dodged the motherfucker. And it was an old man with a hat on. And she said, "My dad told me when I first started driving to watch out for everybody wearing a hat. They're stupid." And I'll be a motherfucker. Everybody that's almost hit me for a long time has a fucking hat on. And it goes with my IQ theory you've read about putting on a hat, what happens.
Yeah.
Put on the ball cap and your IQ drops 20. Put it on backwards, it drops 30. You put it on sideways and it drops 40. And you turn the brim up, it drops 50. Okay? It's an automatic IQ reducer.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody, call in or tell me something. Ask me something.
Well, I had one more question about the anger coming out through the eyes, and I'm just wondering I wonder if the opposite's also true, because some of these women that every one of my dream girls, they've always had like beautiful eyes. I just go crazy just looking at them, and one of them almost moved me to tears. And I wonder what that has any significance. I wonder if they're like have a pure, beautiful, clear soul. I wonder if that has any validity.
Well, I don't know that Shakespeare said the eyes are the window of the soul.
Yeah, I believe him.
If she's being vulnerable and letting you look deep into her eyes, that's probably what you're reacting to. I don't think it has anything to do with something coming out. It's letting something come in, more likely.
That's the way I feel. I feel like I let them in.
Yeah, maybe you're letting them in, and that feels good. It always feels good, except when you're playing poker. That's why I wear my dark glasses, because my eyes always, my pupils dilate, and I probably get this little smile when I pick up pocket kings or pocket aces. Very hard. I tried as hard as I could. I even paid Joanna. I said, you come over and just watch me for a couple hours. I'll give you $20. You just stand up there in that rail and you watch me. And you tell me if I'm giving anything away. And she said, you smile when you get a good hand and your eyes look different. Pupil dilation is involuntary. You can't help yourself. If you see nice tits, they go, whoa, let some more of that in. Pocket aces, whoa, yeah, I'm going to win. So that's out of your understanding, out of your control, rather.
Just like those old Looney Tunes cartoons, like the same thing would happen. Boing.
Yeah, their eyes bug out on springs. Boing. That was in Looney Tunes. They're not allowed to make those anymore. They were too good.
Yeah.
Those are still fucking funny.
They were all good. I don't remember. My favorite one was probably the Tasmanian Devil. I liked that. First time I saw it, I must have been about 15. I thought I'd die laughing. I was in a theater in the old days when you had to go to the theater to see a cartoon. And I thought that was just the cleverest thing I'd ever seen.
I think my funniest, either Woody Woodpecker or Porky Pig or the Atomic Rooster, whatever the thing was called. That big dumb chicken.
You mean
that
Foghorn Leghorn?
I don't know. I just know there was one word.
That was Foghorn Leghorn. That was my father's favorite too.
Hey, there's a flying saucer coming after us. Hey, now I see it.
Yep. Okay. Anybody else, please? I can't just dream this shit up out of the clear blue sky. I can open my book and read something.
Yeah, I've been so busy. I haven't really had a chance to even get out in public. I just was running errands today, but had a few chats with people, but that was about it.
Oh, I was going to tell everybody, share this. I went down to McDonald's today because I was in a hurry, and I went in there, and there's this woman about 30. I would give her about a 6.8 on the scale, and she had on these sandals. Now, it's colder than the fuck here in California, so that meant she was stupid to start with. And but they looked like gold. They were just so shiny, and they weren't scuffed up or anything. And I looked at her sandals, and I looked at her, and I looked at her sandals, and I said, God, those sandals look like they're right out of that TV show Rome. She went, wow, thank you. Have you seen Rome? If you haven't seen Rome,
yeah,
go out of your way to watch it. God damn. Mason, you have all these pirate sites. Find Rome. It's 2 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, that's excellent.
You're going to understand office politics better than you've ever understood in your fucking life.
Everything you've ever recommended for TV has been awesome, like Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad.
Wait till you see Billions. That's my favorite now.
It's called Billions?
Really? Billions. Motherfucker.
Okay.
Showtime.
I'll write that.
In the 3rd season, and you can, if you have Showtime on your cable, you can go back and watch the first 2 seasons, and they are worth every fucking minute. And the other one I like so much is Ray Donovan, also on Showtime on Sunday night. Ray Donovan is a Hollywood fixer. What that means is if a famous football player killed a girl by accident, tying her up or something, you call him and he throws her in the drink and makes an alibi for you somewhere, pays off judges, whatever it takes. He keeps your name out of the paper and out of court. And man, is it good. Oh, Christ.
Ray Donovan?
Ray Donovan, that's all it's called. Yep.
I actually just rewatched Deadwood a while ago too. That was pretty good.
I never liked it. It was just, it seemed too contrived to me. It seemed like they were going over the top to talk cocksucker, peckerhead every 5 seconds just on purpose. And then they were so dirty and so fucking disgusting. I couldn't care about anybody. That was my.
I thought they took profanity to a level of eloquence. You know,
They just pissed around, wasted their.
Well, the thing is, I think that the reality was much worse because you never see snow. What it was like to go through one of those winters in any of the shows.
I wouldn't know. I'm not a Donner Party fan. I don't give a shit. They hate each other. So what? Michael's iPad quit working.
Okay.
Okay, Mason.
I'm back.
You're good.
That was actually my phone rang and it tied into my iPad. That was one of my maters, but anyway, she can wait.
Yeah.
So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I went to a coffee shop that was late last week, and I was just having a coffee, obviously. And I got to talking to one of the girls behind the counter, and I think I have a potential pearl there. The only thing is, like, this coffee shop is, I don't know, 15, 20-minute drive away from here. So I wouldn't normally frequent the place, but I think I'm going to go see if I can figure out when she's working.
15 minutes tolerable.
Some of those.
Yeah, that's tolerable. So she's about, I would say she's about 30 years old, give or take, maybe no more than 35. And I'm going to say she's about a 7.5, maybe an 8. She's very cheerful and no ring.
Was she
And
working
we had
or a customer?
Yeah, she was working. And so we just had some real playful banter while I was ordering. And, you know, just she was just super friendly and good eye contact, good body language. So I think, oh, well, what the hell? I better get to work on that.
Yes, you better.
Good.
Sounds like a lot more fun than having two maters you fucked for 18 years.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say that with both of them, but sex is really getting like very good with both of them because we know each other's buttons pretty well by now.
Well, that's good. Never worked that way for me. Once it became predictable, I wasn't interested. I don't know where that comes from.
Well, my other mater came over last night. She wanted some stuff. She wanted to borrow some stuff of mine. So I said, yeah, come on over. So it was supposed to be a quick visit. She was, okay, so have I got everything? I said, there's one more thing to do. She's, what? I said, me. Let's go.
What a smooth talking devil you are, man.
Yeah. So we took care of business. She has never said, she's never turned down an opportunity for a good toss.
Sounds like John White.
Good.
My friend Win Blevins, the Mountain Man author and the Mountain Man himself, told me when I was about, I would say 45. He said, John, you know when you've made it? I said, no. He said, when you can say no. And I said, I'm not there yet.
Well, it's funny. I keep thinking, like you use this thing, the Willie Nelson line, I've outgrown my dick.
No, about my dick.
Outlive your dick, right?
Yeah.
But there's going to come a time where, that'll be my last fuck. And
yep. You never know which one, so you should always pretend it's your last.
Yeah. So, do
you watch
taking advantage?
Go ahead.
I'm going where the food is, and I'm taking advantage of it while it's available. Because
there's nothing like having 3 girls at once. I guarantee you.
Well, that's one thing. I have never had even a threesome. So
no, I don't mean a threesome. I just mean fucking 3 different girls.
Oh.
That's just like your confidence goes through the fucking roof. Women see the way you walk, and they're very interested right away. They don't know what is going on, but all they know is I want some of that. It's the most marvelous phenomenon on the planet.
I had that briefly. There was the two maters that I still currently have, and then there was that one from the internet. And she, you know, we'd gone out a couple of times, and a couple of things had happened, but she's just got a little too fucking demanding, so I cut her loose. And then 6 months later, she texts me and, "Hi, this is so and so. Are you surprised to hear from me?" I was not at all, really, but oh yeah, you know, let's go grab a bite to eat. And so the next thing you know, anyway, I had in the span of 5 days, I was with 3 different women, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's just, but then we get to what John White calls the critical mass. You know, when a nuclear power plant goes full or the atomic bomb blows up, that's critical mass. And it can't be stopped. It's a fucking chain reaction. So I hit it at 6 girls and Miles hit it at 5. So your whole demeanor changes. And you have zero thoughts that you're going to fail picking this girl up. Zero. Doesn't even occur to you. It won't happen. So you just do whatever you do, and you're just radiating confidence. And women just love that. You know, it's just an awesome thrill for them to have some guy come on to them like that. It's not pushy. It's not aggressive. It's just simply, I saw your car with all the Rolling Stone stickers all over it. I'm a Stones fan. Did you go to the concert? And just watch what she's doing with her eyes and her body language. Okay? But you have to say it like, I'm going to fuck your brains out. But that's not what you say it.
Yeah.
That was Doris. Oh, what a character she was.
Had a boyfriend that was in prison or something.
Yep, that's the one. What about perfect tits? Definitely about a B+ ass, and she liked to fuck. She was real strong, physically strong, like a farm girl, and she'd like to get on top and pound me and trying to break my pelvis, and I always thought that was just wonderful.
Yeah, I like them best when they fight back.
I don't like them to fight back. Hold still, goddammit.
No, well, you know what I mean. When they throw it back at you.
Oh, kind of like that rodeo sex joke.
He doesn't know that. Do you know that one?
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm pretty sure I've heard it, but I'm sure I'll enjoy it
I'll
again.
be quick. 2 cowboys are talking about fucking. One says, I like the rodeo position myself, and the other one says, no, I like the doggy fashion. They get there arguing. He said, what the fuck is a rodeo position anyway? He says, well, that's when you get in doggy fashion, and when you're getting ready to go, you lay over on her back, and then you grab one tit in each hand like this and whisper in her ear, I like fucking your sister better. And you gotta hold, wait a minute, you gotta hold on for 8 seconds.
That is pretty awesome.
Thank you, man, for reminding me. That's one of the best jokes on the fucking planet.
That's awesome. You know, I got a memory for jokes like I got a memory for movies. I just forget them. So, you know, if I wait 4 or 5 years, I can watch a movie again. It's like I've never seen it before.
That starts happening about your age. I can swear to that.
Oh yeah.
You don't even smoke that much weed.
No, I can't. I used to smoke a lot of weed. I can't now, but it just makes me too stupid. But I actually watched Dr. Strangelove the other night with one of my maters.
And
that was awesome.
Yeah, it's a great movie, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the most I've enjoyed it. When I saw it years ago, I was a little puzzled by it.
Yeah, you don't quite get all the nuances.
Yeah.
When you get older, though, you get them. Yeah.
Man, George C. Scott, fuck, was he awesome in there?
Oh, he was awesome in everything. I never saw him do a bad job at anything, ever.
Yeah, that's true. I've always enjoyed everything he's done, but I think that's my favorite of his when he's in the war room. He's got 2 or 3 scenes there.
Yeah. Let's see, George C. Scott. My favorite would be very, very little scene, but good movie called The Flim Flam Man.
Got it. I've seen it.
Okay, there was a version that came out in the theaters that they cut the scene of the railroad, letting the air out of the tires and getting the pickup truck on the railroad tracks to make the getaway. And they cut that out of the TV version, I guess probably for time. But it was just one of the greatest, funniest, cleverest shows I'd ever seen. And he pulled it off perfectly. You could believe this guy is a serious con man.
Yeah. I saw another one recently, well, in the last year or two. I think it was called The Hospital or The Doctor or
Yeah,
something. That was,
Hospital, just Hospital.
yeah.
That's by
That's pretty-
Patty Chayefsky play made into a TV. I mean, made into a movie. But it's perfect. Network and Hospital, they're both by him, and they're both great movies. Yeah.